wages. Tonight, we are going to be testing the Ridgid brand new, the compact drill driver. I think it's a drill driver.
The Flex. That's okay.
Yeah. Up against the Milwaukee, DeWalt, Ridgid, and even the Makita, just for fun. Really looking forward to this. I've been testing impact drivers so much lately. I thought it'd be nice to get into doing some drills, live drill testing and whatnot. It's been so nice. So
I'm actually excited to see that drill.
Let's open this up and see what's going on. So I'm just going to bring you guys down more to Cooch's level.
What we missed? We just started.
We haven't done anything. We're just getting ready to open this right now.
We got Alvaro Cummins Z, Cody Brown, Caleb Ross, BW's, Robert Walton, Paul W, King Kong.
King Kong?
King Kong is here. And the Big Red Farmer.
I'll tell you this.
What?
There are several occasions in your life where you just truly end up hating Lowe's. Today is one of those days. So a live unboxing.
Right.
What
no
do you
battery.
think is in this drill box?
From what you're telling me, I'm going to say no battery. Probably just a bare tool. Okay, we got the battery.
Not wrapped, by the way. Always a good sign. But try
That's not a good sign. That's not a drill.
This is not a drill.
That is not a drill.
Some stupid. Now I got to change
everything. Dude.
See, look, I had my spade bits.
Hey, that battery was charged, wasn't it?
Yes. I had augers. I had all kinds of stuff set up for drill testing. And now, apparently, we're just going to be testing the compact impact driver.
Oh, dude, that's the least thing. That's the last thing I want to see is a freaking compact impact.
It sounds decent, at least. Just squeezing the trigger. It does say compact on it, which is nice.
What's up, Buds? Bud says that DCF 845 is on sale for $100. Man, that's how much I spent on mine, and I wouldn't spend $50 on my next one.
No, I would not buy the. I would not buy the 845 again. So now,
how much is that Flex?
Everything. Okay.
So they're asking how much is a Flex impact driver. I think it's 100, and the drill is 150, right?
They're both down to $100 right now.
Okay.
If I had to speculate as to what happened when this was 99 and the drill was 150, somebody bought the drill and the impact and then put the impact in the drill box and returned it. That's just speculation on my part. I have no way of proving it. But
man,
it's kind of frustrating.
That sucks. You got pretty much everything to test a drill, and you pulled out an impact. That would happen.
Yeah. So now I got to figure out what I got over here. And thank God it's me, and I have enough impacts that I can make this at least worthwhile. I mean,
nice.
Fortunately, I had the Milwaukee.
We'll see you later, Big Red.
The DeWalt sitting right there. And for you doubters, I got the Makita sitting right there.
There it is. All right, so put that Flex on top of, because the Flex is actually shorter than the Milwaukee. Why?
Well, because of the battery. Yeah.
Okay.
Milwaukee has a 5 on it. The Flex has a 2.5. So we're going to just go up in competition. We're going to start out with the Makita because, well, hell, that ought to be the easiest one to beat. I can't imagine anything not beating it. And then we'll go to the Atomic, and then we'll end up with maybe the Ridgid and then the Milwaukee. But I'm pretty frustrated. I apologize to everybody that tuned in to thinking we were going to test the drill tonight. I'll get the drill and I'll test it soon. But I'm really upset about this. And
that's so. Yeah, I'm not excited at all to see the impact, but now that it's there beside the others, it actually looks pretty small.
Yeah, it's about the same size as the Milwaukee, which is pretty
well.
good.
For a 24-volt tool, I was expecting there to not be any point in making a compact tool.
Well, it is very tiny. Here.
Yeah, it's a compact Texas Southpaw.
Yeah, it's the compact. So now I've got to grab different stuff just to make this.
Oh, very nice comment, Z. Says you like the troubleshooting videos I've been putting out.
Oh,
that's good,
nice.
man.
Let me see. You got to grab a power stack battery, 2 amp hour battery. Do a 5. Do a 5 with the DeWalt. Instead of the flexible 6, we'll give the DeWalt that advantage. Because, you know, I get accused of enough shit with DeWalt. So we'll give her there. The Ridgid,
I'm just doing a slow pan around the YouTube studio here. Need to put up a little bit more paneling. I faked it. We didn't do the whole studio.
All right. So the Flex will go up against the Makita first. Because I want to get that trash done and over with. Remind me to call Lowe tomorrow or go out there.
What's up, Diligent Dave?
Get they are. So look, 5 amp hour battery. I'll get right up into the action, big guys. 5 amp hour battery on the Makita.
All right.
2.5 on the Flex. I can't imagine that Flex is going to be any slower than Makita. It would be astronomically difficult to be slower than the Makita.
I believe those both do not have a quick insert. Check.
Sorry, I got my ears in. What'd you say?
Oh, I believe both of those do not have a quick insert chuck, correct?
Neither. Well,
Call it.
I don't. This one for sure doesn't. The Makita doesn't. I
Dang.
don't know about the Flex. Let's test it out real quick. Let me find out what we're going to test with it first. Because
the quick insert's a big deal. I don't care what you tell me, dude. Sometimes you're in the back of a cabinet and you realize that there's a different head fastener that you didn't plan on seeing, and being able to do everything with one hand is just key. Sometimes you're laying on that shoulder to where you need to do everything with one hand. Dude, I've got to have a quick insert. It's 2024. If it doesn't have a quick insert, I'm not going to buy it. So hopefully that Flex does, but from what I've seen, I don't think it does.
Well, let's see. I'll pull it out just to make sure, but it does not.
See, and why?
I don't know.
I don't understand that.
Well, you tell me why here.
Well, that's old. That's 2012, right?
No. That's maybe 2020, 2019. See, the XET
No. When that thing was conceived, I mean, that compact Makita has been around for a long time.
I don't really pay much attention to them. So I'll go back out a bit. so that we can get both of these into frame. No pilot holes. This is a marker. So
Nice. I also use a marker to hide my pilot holes, by the way. I think it's pretty clever.
thank you, sir. And the best part is when you don't use it.
Yeah.
That's pretty even. I think this one's a bit higher.
Bud still says it's a pilot marker.
This one's a bit lower, so I'll put the Makita in that hand, in my right
Okay.
hand.
I like your shirt too, by the way. Where'd you get that?
Thank you. Somebody sent this to me, but they didn't have a name on it.
Dang.
You ready?
Go ahead. That's actually really embarrassing that Makita came that close. What a piece of garbage.
Oh, it's going to be a long night for Flex.
Oh, man. Oh, man. That's not good.
Although,
How much batteries on that? What percentage right now? Just curious. Did it go down to 1 as soon as you pulled the trigger? How much percentage of battery are you on that Flex? Okay.
she's a full go.
All right.
Oh, damn it. On its maximum setting. You can see. I sent you the pack. Oh, thanks, Alvaro. Well, the shirt's great. I appreciate it. We'll actually let me take this one out.
Nice. He said earlier he sent you some packages, but 2 were delayed or something. It's delayed 2 weeks or something. Oh, that'd be cool, Alvaro. Only if you want to, man. I don't expect anything from anybody, but everything's appreciated. You guys are awesome community. Couldn't ask for a better community.
I just hate this thing.
Flex is the new Makita. Oh no. Do you have the XCD16? Just curious.
I used to, and I gave it away.
Dang. I actually kind of like that one.
I didn't want that trash in my house.
Yeah.
Make the rest of it look good. All right. And Makita is in its highest power setting.
Yeah.
This is going to be bad. If it loses, this is going to be bad.
Oh, dude.
I pulled the trigger on the Makita and it didn't go.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least it's consistent.
Yeah, it's a consistent piece of shit. We'll do it one
But
more
so says,
time.
compared to Milwaukee, why the hell would I buy Flex? You would buy Flex for their vacuum, their tower light. If you wanted a push button chuck, which is something I really, really enjoy. The turbo hammer drill, which drills concrete faster than a Hilti STS. That's 22 volts. Flex has some good tools, man. This is not one of them.
All right. He's in there good this time. Let's see if it does that again.
Yeah.
Just not my night.
It's not your night.
It's not going to be my night. It's just done.
It's all good. Just get your timber locks, man. You can recover.
Oh yeah.
It's all good. Hammer that shit out. Bang it back and forth. Pretend it never happened. Get your timber locks. We'll wait. There you go.
Hold on. I might have a ticket here.
All right. Oh, that's a good point. Someone says, was the flex dropped on its head? Very possibly. Because somebody returned it. That actually came out of a drill box. Yeah, now bang it sideways. It'll break.
No, it won't. It
Oh.
ate the teeth off. All right, fine. We're just gonna leave that there. I'm done with the Makita. I don't even want to use it. I don't even want to look at it.
Mr. Wilson's here.
Mr. Wilson. Hello, Mr. Wilson.
Touch that. Tools with SoAlz. Only flex I own
What's
is a
that?
turbo hammer drill. Use it at work all the time. No pro so far. Very powerful.
Oh, it is extremely.
Yeah, that thing's a beast, man. It stands up to a lot of abuse, and it's a beast.
Now, see, this one I already know, but if I put the DeWalt next, then the fanboys are going to cry that the DeWalt is better than the Ridgid. So
Yeah,
I'll put the Ridgid up next against the Flex, and then I'll go to the DeWalt. But with these ones that I actually enjoy using, we'll use more tests.
Alvaro says, I want to see that black sticker in the back. Whatever that means.
This one? This one right here?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Show it to you in a bit. Let me do this testing first.
Hercules versus Flex. My money's on Hercules, depending.
Hercules
Why can't I read or considering what I've seen on the Makita? So Texas Southpaw, the DCF 850 does have a quick insert, which is what makes it one of the best.
I'm just going to say this. The Ridgid just dog walked it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just... the Flex's booty hole is hurting on that one.
Dang.
It got roofied. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, that's also why I didn't buy the compact Milwaukee, because it doesn't have a quick insert.
Yeah, you can just tell, just hear it, and the Ridgid is much faster.
And honestly, man, sometimes, like, especially as an electrician, right, you don't need that much torque. You just need, like, the most compact thing.
Yeah.
It's light, just to throw in your tool pouch, because most of your work is done with hand tools anyway. Anything bigger, you go get your big tools out of the truck. But for zipping in self-tappers into sheet metal studs, metal studs, you don't need any torque at all. So I actually bought all of the 12-volt Makita stuff about 3 years ago and had really high hopes for it. And it didn't have a quick insert chuck, so I returned it all. And then Joshua Wilson sent it all back to me.
So I'm going to put the Irwin speed bore, or maybe it's the Bosch.
That's Bosch.
Daredevil. Into the Ridgid, because this is older and more used. And we'll put the Diablo, made by the same company, into the Flex. And we'll just use these augers because or the spade bits, because I had them sitting here and quite a bit of
Ryan,
look at that.
I'm behind in the chat. We're slowly working our way down, guys. Ryan says every flex I've seen on this channel looks beefy as lip.
Yeah, I would agree. They're not. Can you hear this?
I hear
Can you
it.
hear it?
I'm wondering if you just got a bad impact from a drill box. Keep in mind, guys, you got anyone that just joined, whenever he opened up the box to unbox the drill, that impact came out.
All right. Now, you would not use an impact driver for this. I know. But as part of our testing tonight, we're going to test we're going to test this one, the flex, to its extreme level, in an attempt to see if it's really worth buying. And so far, the jury's out. You ready?
Yeah, go.
Lex.
Yeah.
And it went down a bar doing that.
Dang. Quick insert is for the bedroom. Is that a fluke meter above my head? Yes, this is a fluke. This is the better one. It doesn't have the sense technology. I appropriately named it. And this is the T5600. And this thing's like a tank. I've used professionally $3,000 meters. I've held $50,000 infrared cameras. This is the one that I choose. If I want something loaded with features, I get a field piece.
I figured out. The Ridgid was
Isn't
almost
DeWalt and Ridgid made by the same company? DeWalt and Ridgid are not. DeWalt is Black & Decker and Ridgid is TTI.
We're going to try this again. The
Or Emerson, whichever one.
All right. And I switched hands. That's going to make the difference.
Pulling the string. Very close.
It was close.
Which tells me, how many impacts does that have per minute?
Well, it gives me the RPMs. Does not give me the IPM.
No IPMs. Interesting.
Normally it's written right on the tool, but yeah, as you can see, just RPMs there. It's got 3,000 RPM.
Brian says the Milwaukee right angle impact, not the ratchet, is a beast. I believe it.
So the Ridgid.
Joshua Wilson says, in case you missed it, Joshua Wilson's here. It's a Fluke T5600, Brian.
So the Ridgid has 4,200 RPM. And, 2,900 RPM and 4,200 IPM.
Okay.
Has a quick insert collet? Sure.
Buzzville says, what's the best brand for extension cords?
Oh, Ridgid.
I'm going to say the in-wall extension cords that you can install in between the studs. I only know this because there's a very popular electrical channel that has that very husky extension cord installed in the studs. So it must be good.
It must be.
Must be good. I don't even remember the brand, man. I would have to see if I could find a piece of it. But one of the companies here in Texas, their logo is III, it's like integrated interior or something. They do a lot of sheetrock and stud walls and all that stuff. They have somebody make their extension cords and put their name on them, and they're blue.
Now, tell them all the truth. It is Ridgid.
You like the Ridgid extension cords?
I love them. What I like about them, they come with a lifetime warranty.
Oh, that's pretty good. How easy wants you to throw a triple hammer?
Throw the triple hammer.
Throw it in.
Oh.
Of course, that wouldn't be really a compact, but
It is, man.
Do you have the compact series of Makita?
I gave them away.
I gave mine away too.
You guys know what this means. If you're gonna do it, we're going bigger. What my wife said, why she ended up with me.
Brian knows what he's talking about. Best cords are the ones that he made himself. Get yourself some 600 volt SoOW cord and put some ends on it. That's true.
It really isn't my night.
Why don't you like Makita? Just wondering. And this is a Milwaukee guy asking.
Oh, they're overpowered. They're underpowered, overpriced, and underperforming.
Couldn't have said that better myself.
Well, it's just stuck on there now. Well, hair of the dog that bit it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Brian says the water's trash, Milwaukee, and hang on, I gotta get my daughter out of here.
Okay. When did he say DeWalt is trash? Who is trash? I can't read it. All right. Flex. We're going to do the Ridgid. Going to hit it one more time. This time we're going to go just with some fastener. Trying to take it easy on both of them. Yes. We're not really taking it.
Ryan says DeWalt is trash. Milwaukee and Makita. Milwaukee for batteries, Makita circular saw, best of all time. Been a carpenter for 20 years and Milwaukee tools except for circular saws. So it's a Makita. I had that 36 volt Makita, man. I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
But the flex is really nice.
This does bother you after a bit. Not having that beautiful quick insert collet in. All right.
What hat are you wearing? I really like it. Oh, this is an Ariat. And I got it at Cavender's and I went to go buy another one today. And they have like a separate area that has the clearance stuff. And it was really similar to this. It was like black on white, had the flag and everything. And I almost bought 3 and just walked out the door, but I decided to try it on. And it was it was like an infant size, man. I had it on the very last snap, and the snaps were like, doing this number like this because it was on the last hole. and it still didn't fit on my head. I was like, no.
Well, that's why you don't shop in the women's department anymore, sir.
That's it. That's the gateway, man. You buy one Makita tool and you start shopping in the wrong department. Please hit the like button, guys. Oh, what's up, Rodney?
Who's here, Robert Walton?
What's up?
Did you say that Robert Walton showed up?
Rodney Widger.
Oh, Rod the Bod.
Yeah. Them impacts kicking his ass.
I think everything's just whipping my ass tonight.
Oh, there you go. That's going to be a good one, man. Keep it up. Man, you're going to smoke one of those.
Now that is what you call even.
That is even.
So we could, in case anybody can't tell, I'll move out my fat ass out the way. And
It's very even. Too close to
like
call.
got there faster, but it just stopped.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was like, no, I'm done.
That's one thing that I do like about the Flex is that their overall starting torque seems a lot higher, where they don't even need to impact until after other impacts have already started. You know what I mean?
You don't mind if I do this? That's in reverse.
Got to get your high torque.
No.
Let's see here. I'm slowly making it through the comments, guys. I got hung up on some.
See.
Tactics you game. What top 3 games do you play currently?
Great. Now I stripped it.
I play. I'm not playing right now.
Fucking A.
Ready or Not. 7 Days to Die. And I don't even know what the other one is right now.
Isn't it? Wow, even 11 months?
Nice.
11 months as a member. I'm telling you, I am not overly impressed with this Flex Compact Impact Driver. I would not.
Hey, did you confirm the 850 has a quick insert collet?
What's that?
Did you confirm the 850 has a quick insert collet?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I was trying to make my daughter not make a whole bunch of noise.
Those fasteners are too big for the Ridgid and Flex.
I'm just trying to scroll down the chat. I'm too far behind.
And we have seen this fail before. What that tells me is that the DeWalt is stronger than the Flex.
Yeah.
And I cannot begin to tell you the disappointment I have in my heart. Because I don't think DeWalt makes a good impact driver.
Yeah. Dang.
I know. Could have just been maybe the wood area. I don't know. Let's give Flex one more shot at this. I'm going to grab a different bit because I think I stripped that one out. Diablo's still going strong.
Yeah. Let's see here. Josh says 850 is great. It's a great 50 for the W. Yeah, man. I told him what it was. It was area. Area is the hat.
Oh. Okay. Wait. All right. Some things you just take for granted.
Yeah.
Let me make sure this is the right size. Stupid. Start how? Small. And we for all their infinite wisdom here, has decided not to number their bits. So you're just grabbing them and guessing.
Yeah, blue bits are awesome. That's because they're made by Bosch.
Yeah.
Lowe's blows, it rhymes for a reason.
Well, they really screwed the pooch on this one.
Yeah.
If this is the line that they're going to concentrate on, this flex line.
Yeah, dude. It almost feels like the DeLoreans all over again, right? You know the story about the DeLoreans?
Yes.
To launder?
Go ahead.
That's it, to launder.
Oh.
Oh, man, it's getting it. That's sad. Yeah, consistent too. Yep.
Okay.
How old is that flex? That's a complicated question because we have no idea. He pulled that out of a drill driver box.
Yeah, I didn't want to test out the impact driver because I don't think much of them. But
Mike said that's misleading. You can tell his dominant hand. That's interesting. Yeah. Mike, which hand do you think is his dominant hand?
You already set it up. They got a 50-50 chance, and just the fact that you're asking that question probably makes it 75-20. 25.
Well, we'll see what he says.
Ridgid DeWalt and you're damning your hand.
It was the one he was using.
Not really impressed with this.
No, I'm not impressed either.
I don't even know. Of course, the DeWalt had a 5 amp hour battery on it. Let me try one thing.
Put a 6 on it or a 5?
5. I got a 5. It's leaky, but I don't care. Let me see. I'm just going to run it by itself for real quick just to see if it'll do it.
Yeah, well.
It did it.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen the voltage drop.
Yeah. I mean, well, the DeWalt had a 5 on it.
Yeah.
So the Ridgid and the Flex running them, they had the smallest size battery. So a 2.5 on the Flex and a 2 on the Ridgid. And that first test, the Ridgid absolutely dog walked it. It did it. But honestly, if you're running a big ass battery like this on a compact tool, you're kind of wasting the time of buying a compact tool.
Yeah, that's one reason why I love the 3.5.
No, well, I don't have it. I've got the sticks. I don't even know if it's worth, because that was exceptionally slow. I don't even know if it's worth running it against the Milwaukee. I mean, I will just because that's what we do, but
You just got a Milwaukee Forever chat, so may as well.
okay. Well, let me run it head up against the DeWalt, the 850 against the Flex here, and they both have the same size battery. I want to see if that Flex
Nick,
material
you,
is out.
you spelt Makita wrong.
I did not.
No, I said Nick spelt Makita wrong.
Oh, what was it? Was it with a miss in front of it?
No, it was with a mill.
Oh. All right. Let me get directly over these two as best I can. Now I put the DeWalt in my non-dominant hand. And it stripped.
Yeah, I saw that.
These Weehaw Terminator flip bits. They're not good.
These messages are brought to you by Temu.
Oh, that's Budsville. I
Are
know
the
who
lives
said that.
monetized? Yeah, lives should be monetized.
Yes, it is monetized. Fine.
I don't
Have I
know.
been
Somebody
cooking a
asked.
lot?
Caleb asked. JS hope would smoke that flex. You may as well use a claw hammer.
I don't even want to try the Jutsun drill. Let me make sure. We'll run this down a bit. They should be equal right there.
That's funny.
So back to the right hand for the DeWalt.
Yeah.
These are the same price. I'll buy this one.
Yeah.
I would not. I would not touch this with a 10-foot pole to save my life.
To be fair, in the UK, that one's technically an XR. And also, that's what you actually run. Like, that's DeWalt's best impact right now.
I could run it against the 840, I suppose, but
The 840, it'll probably just start smoking on you.
what the Flex? Flex is getting mighty warm.
No, the 840. Charlie says, what's so good about Flex? Well, this is the compact Flex, so there's nothing good about the compact Flex. But what's really good about the Flex is that the stack lithium is really good. All the lights, especially their tower light, is better than anything else. Probably minus the Ego, but that's still the same Chevron. The sander has got to be the best cordless sander.
Okay, I'm gonna show them real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
The same screw we've been running. Let me get this in seated right.
What is that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's your non-compact. Yeah.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you go compact? I do not understand it. I really don't.
I'm gonna just point this out. I know other channels make fun of me for saying you don't push down into them. When I come out, you don't see my bit hit the table or hit the wood.
Right.
Because I only keep them in there enough to see the head of the
right. Right, where they're gonna stay on there.
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm kind of surprised at how poorly. Yeah, this is the wrong size screws.
Natasha Jahor. What's
How
up?
poor this flex is. Because I thought for sure that the flex would be able to surpass the mighty Makita.
Me too.
And it did. I mean,
Barely though. I mean, come
Um,
on, man. That Makita's been out since 1982. That's they've had the red and black compacts since the first gen of every Makita tool. The LXC.
It did get dog walked and run by the Ridgid, and then it was able to tie the Ridgid in one test and then lose in two others. So, and this is the weakest impact driver Ridgid makes.
You got a member's request here. Please show the compact versus regular.
Oh, Jesus.
You got a 5-inch screw.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm going to find a different bit for. I'm going to find a different bit for the flex before we go on. Maybe I don't have another Diablo bit.
Me too, Super Shermans. That's my favorite too. The Flex Turbo with the 3.5 stack. The 3.5 stacked on anything is awesome.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run that one into the same hole.
Yeah.
And put it up against the 9 for the quick jack with pilot.
How about the Compact Flex drill, 650 torque? Funny story about the Compact Flex drill. He actually bought the Compact Flex drill, and inside of all the packaging was that impact. So somebody did the switcheroo at Lowe's. And then
I had intended on using the drill tonight. Let me make sure that this is the right size. So we're going to go into the same hole or the same area with the quick eject that the flex and the Ridgid is all failed in. And we're going to run this into a straight up pilot hole, like the one that it just made for itself.
Yeah, looks like we got, let's see here.
Dude.
Go ahead. Sorry. Rodney asked me to look at how many people were in here versus how many people had put the thumbs up.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that was kind of surprising.
It beat it, but only because this was had no pilot hole. This had the same hole that it had just run through.
Oh man, that's crazy. And it was still that slow. What'd you break?
The bit holder.
You're just breaking everything tonight.
Apparently. Well, you're not supposed to use impacts for this. And yet here we are using an impact for this.
Jeremy Wins here says, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Jeremy? So that's what it would look like if you did the regular versus the compact when the compact has a pilot all the way.
Joshua Wilson says, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to disagree a bit here. The statement that Lowe's is only carrying compact tools was a speculation from a tool guide article in January. These tools aren't.
Based on Lowe's own press release. So if Lowe's is making that press release during their investor meeting, you could probably take them to the bank.
Ryan says DeWalt is Black & Decker in a yellow dress.
Probably. Let's see here. I'm just going to do this just to get it done and over with. Hello, Milwaukee.
King Hottie says, does anyone know if Flex is coming out with a 12-volt battery that competes with Milwaukee's 12-volt? Man, I wish. I don't think they are. They need to.
They do something.
They got to do something.
What they're currently doing isn't going to work.
How are those Milwaukee fuels behind you? Do you like them? Man, these are probably some of the best, most consistent tools that you can find that are guaranteed reliable, guaranteed tough, tried and true, no questions asked. Are they the absolute fastest? Probably not. The Flex Turbo is going to be a little bit faster for hammer drilling and stuff like that. But you have no worries using any of these fuels.
I'm ready to lay this to waste here.
Get it.
Milwaukee compact versus Flex compact. My ears are never going to be the same after tonight. This is seriously loud. This might be the loudest impact driver that I own.
Dang.
Well, it's consistent.
Yeah, it's consistent.
It consistently can't do it, which you have to appreciate. Oh.
You do have to appreciate the consistency, though, because we've had a lot of inconsistent tools, and there's nothing more irritating than an inconsistent tool.
True. I'll tell you the one I like using the most. This is the Milwaukee. If I'm going to use a compact, it's going to be this or Ridgid. Oh, the Gen 4? That's not even fair.
Yeah, right. So this is what I'm going to say. Right, I'm going to pull up the tape measure. I don't know why Milwaukee came out with a compact series when this thing exists. Because first off, they didn't even give it a quick insert collar. And then, what is this thing? 4 1/4 inches? How compact is that compact? We could say 4.5 inches.
What's that?
4.5 inches. This thing is 4.5 inches total. And maybe 2.5 wide. With a length of less than 8.
Don't do this. Guys.
Just to compare it, this is the Surge. Probably one of my favorites, maybe ever. Not a huge fan of how you had to grab this, but I do like the Surge.
4 1/4.
4 1/4. So you got a 1/4 inch less for half of the power. More wear and tear on your tool. I don't get why they went the compact route, but whatever.
The Flex is 5 1/8.
Yeah, the Flex is big.
That's ridiculous. That is almost an inch longer than the Ridgid.
Yeah.
Let's see if it competes with Makita there. So it is a 16th shorter than the Makita.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that short I put out. Did you see the Lufkins for $8, 25 footer?
No.
You can get a 25 footer for $8 right now.
That's great.
It is good. I like these tape measures. I actually, there's a feature right here where you can actually grab this. So if it's on your belt,
Yeah.
you can actually squeeze that. That's a nice feature, man. That's underrated. I've never needed it for my Fat Max, but it's just small things, you know.
Oh, well, your wife.
It's yeah. It's rubberized down here, so it's going to grip whatever you got,
Yeah.
and it kind of bulges out. So maybe it's needed, but it's not in the way. It's not uncomfortable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, look, for all you wondering, use a drill for this.
Texas Southpaw, 11 months.
Congratulations.
Isn't this Flex $99 budget versus DeWalt's Pro Tool?
Nope. It is two $99 budget tools versus it's a $99 budget tool versus a $99 budget tool.
Yeah.
I mean, size wise, there's no comparison there. Like that DeWalt is so tiny.
That drill right there made me switch to DeWalt for quite some time.
But I am not. So here's my PSA for the evening. If you have the opportunity to pick up the Flex Compact, even if you're in their lineup, don't. This thing is trash.
Yeah. BWs, that's at Lowe's.
What's that? Yeah.
The tape measure.
Yeah. Well, I knew it was at Lowe's because it was coming from you.
Yeah, I don't think I can highlight. No, I can't highlight that.
Nope.
It's very generous, you guys. You got 2 members now for 11 months. It's awesome.
That is awesome. All right, we're going to try this one last time. We're going to give the Flex one more shot at the gold, at the glory. Still fully charged, which is impressive by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of a tool it could be, really. Because doing this test earlier, the Ridgid dog walked it. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Just to highlight how bad this is. Or maybe how surprising.
What's the best performing M12 battery? I've heard the 5 high output and the 6 amp hour, but I've heard people have had problems with the 6. Is it T30 cells or in the HO?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say the 5's going to be better.
So the only competition I think it's good for.
Flashlights. The 6 if you're using a flashlight.
The only thing I can think it is good for is right here. I might have it wrong. Let's see if it goes in there. Yeah, perfect. And this one also, I don't know why they did this, but has a quick insert collet. But we're going to go with the Gen 1 Ridgid impact, which is the single weakest impact Ridgid has ever made. Or at least in the last 10 years. I
Thoughts
gotta
on
give.
non-blue collar workers wearing Carhartt?
Okay.
Man, whatever you feel about Carhartt, at the end of the day, they still make really good stuff. So I'd say go for it, man. It's good stuff. Sorry to interrupt you, sir. It's really hard to keep up with the chat tonight, man. You probably have like 1,000 messages by now.
I have no idea.
Isaac R. Eagle, American flag, and fire says, God bless America.
There we go. Got it started.
Yes, that's the night eye. Yep. Go ahead.
There.
There you go.
Ugh.
Everything is fighting you tonight. Somebody says, why are you doing this so stupid? Give him a break. Everything's fighting him.
What's that?
Someone says, why is this going so stupid? Is everything's fighting you tonight?
It's just difficult tonight. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Haley Info says Metabo HPT Triple Hammer is $99 at the local Lowe's today. That's pretty good. I got mine for like 60, I think. And then I sent off for the, what was it, 10,000 subscriber thing was, they were like 35.
They got down there for a bit.
Yeah, they did. Tyler Swain says that thing is insanely small. He was born with it. Can't help it.
All right. Not sure what that meant, but hey.
Oh, I was telling him that you couldn't help it. You were born with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're this much taller than everything.
And then thank you to the commentators here, because I can't read the chat out loud and maintain all the trolls. So you guys doing a good job. Thank you.
Oh, let them troll. They only bother themselves because they have such tiny dicks.
You can go to your subscribers and see who's subscribed to you, Big Red Farmer. I know I'm there.
Yep, I am. I'm not even sure. Like, so it's better than the Gen 1 Ridgid. It's worse than the Gen 2 Ridgid.
Jesus Christ was a carpenter, but he can't help you with this.
It is better than the Makita, but it's not better than anything else that we've tested.
Quint Jaw says you're identifying as an apprentice tonight.
Oh, thank you. No, it's just I don't use one hand normally, but for this testing stuff, you want to do two. I get them a little too close together.
The Silkman says my Ridgid products are awesome. Don't do them like that. That was a Gen 1. That was like one of their first impacts.
It was their first attempt at a compact. And
Buzzwell says like a pilot hole and get Ridgid's name back.
It could probably beat it with a pilot hole, to be honest with you. That wouldn't be honest of me.
Yeah.
I know.
Put the Milwaukee fuel up against the DeWalt, whatever battery you choose. That's what Ryan wants.
It's not. It wouldn't be fair.
It wouldn't be fair.
There is no DeWalt impact driver that keeps up with a fuel.
The Soakman says, thanks for the answer. No worries, man. I try to keep up with the chat. There's a lot going on tonight.
All right.
Welcome to the stream, by the way.
All right. here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run them one at a time. And then
Buzzville wants the 5 amp hour power stack.
What?
I think he was responding to the other guy's comment about running the other two together.
Well, I just beat the 6 amp hour flex volt using a 3 amp on the Milwaukee. So I'm going to run these one at a time, and you guys are just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
This thing is slow and weak. That's my ringing endorsement.
We got a request for the 12 volt Milwaukee versus the Flex.
That's funny.
It is funny. Oh my goodness.
It would be very close.
It would be. That thing's a beast.
But I still would give the edge to the Milwaukee.
We need a press release from Lowe's.
So look, that's with just 2 bars on the Milwaukee. So it's at that point where it gets robbed of its power.
Yeah.
And it was close like that. So I'm going to put a 4 in it. It's fully charged.
Nice.
Anyway, I cut this with a chainsaw right before we started.
Use the Martha Stewart impact driver. And the real Gucci, please stand up.
This is stronger than
Nick
the Flash.
Cash, shout out to the Milwaukee fanboy right here.
Is this somebody that got her little butt hurt because the Milwaukee because of DeWalt or the Makita or Flex or?
No, I think they like the Milwaukee on the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even.
Texas South has said, who won the Flex Compact versus a Ridgid subcompact?
The Ridgid.
The Ridgid did.
Yeah, all but one test. The Ridgid one. I know I had somebody asking about the triple hammer going against the Flex, and this is why I won't do it.
I like to be called Coochie Say Tactics. I've always had the M18s and the fuels. I do everything from additions, decks, framing, all the way to finished carpentry. And Milwaukee has always been the best. Over 20 years of experience. Another guy says, very nice, man. Very good. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Do more videos, please.
What's that?
Someone from Trinidad and Tobago says, do more videos like this, please.
Oh, sure. Do one every day. Hold on. We've gotten to that portion of the night.
Rusty wants you to use a real Makita instead of the compact one.
All Makitas are the same. Trash. I've used the 40 volt. I've had the XDT 16. I think there's a 19.
There is a 19
that I've used, and they all suck.
Like
every single one of them.
Back before everything just went to hell at my house and I had to sell it because it was killing me. I put a DeWalt battery on the XGD 16 and it was pretty decent.
Thanks, Stephen. No, well, first of all, the 40-volt Makita, I can't even get my hand around. I have to put my hand around the battery because
I
it's so
don't understand 40-volt Makita. I refuse to entertain it. Whoever like actually started buying into it and agreeing with a 40-volt battery on something that's supposed to be ergonomic that they're going to charge you an extra $150 for,
yeah.
just perpetuated and rewarded bad behavior for a tool company.
So here's what I'll say. We have tested, I want to say 5 or 6 different Makita impact drivers. Makita is 0 for the channel. So in 1,400 videos, we have not been able to show a Makita winning once. I put them up against 12-volt tools to try to give them an edge. They lost, or at best tied. It's kind of sad when we're talking about Makita. They're a company that seriously they have been living on name recognition alone.
Yeah.
Free protect Israel.
There you go.
I got no qualms with that. Get your political garbage out of here. We're talking tools because we're men. Jesus Christ.
You guys can get rid of that comment, or at least maybe I can. Let me see.
Guys, to the press release, literally goes right now. The catalog, the press release. So no mention of Chevron or Flex. So so far the only mention of Chevron or Flex was 2022. That's sad. Makita skill saw, yeah, but if you don't have your core tool right or core tools, which the drill, the impact driver, they make up the core, at least for me. Then the ancillary tools aren't worth buying. So they could be the best in the world, but if they don't get their core right, it doesn't really fucking matter.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what happened with the 12-volt Makita, and we're talking about Makita again, and it's not that great, but I knew it wasn't going to be the most powerful going in. I just wanted something that was very, very compact that could sink a 3-inch screw. And it did that, but it didn't have a quick insert chuck. So it didn't even get a chance to stick around very long. So if you don't get your core right, no one's going to keep buying the other stuff.
So Daniel, you're welcome. I'm a big believer in the Ridgid brand myself. I've shown it beating literally everyone at different on different tools from time to time. Somebody asked who is the best right now. I think we would both agree it's probably Milwaukee. But
the best bang for your buck.
Well, best bang for your buck. Well, there is no doubt in my mind who's the best bang for your buck. It's Ridgid. Ridgid represents the best value in the tool world today, bar none.
I would agree with that. I would say
against Makita. You're right. That'd probably be the only way it could win.
I don't know what I would say, man. I got so many flex tools for a great price, but that's not the case anymore.
Bang for the buck. They just said the best brand right now.
Oh, probably Milwaukee.
Yeah. Ego Impact. I didn't know Ego had an impact.
I don't think they do. It's a 56-volt. That'd be like pull on Makita.
Well, it'd be better than the 48-volt Hope drill. Jerry, you can always ask a question. You might not get the answer you want, though. Tamar, glad to hear that.
The 4-volt ratchet by ryobi.
Oh, that was a piece of trash, man.
Flex is too bulky. I agree. A lot of their stuff is bulky.
Yeah,
but not.
Well, the camera drill is the heaviest on market right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of bulky stuff.
Jerry Barry, ask the question. Don't keep asking if you can ask the question. Just ask it.
Yes, ask it.
Milwaukee or Ridgid. I like Cobalt. You're allowed to like Cobalt. I like Cobalt, some of their stuff.
I went Milwaukee Joe's just because I'm hard on stuff. Yeah.
Hi, Fazal. How you doing? Do you have new channel shirt on? No, this is not my channel shirt. This is something somebody sent to me. I'll say this: the Flex rear handle Thurk saw is the best one I've ever used.
If you're in the Flex lineup, yeah, the quick insert for Flex is awesome.
The quick eject, yeah.
Yeah, the quick eject Flex is awesome.
12
The only
volt.
good Milwaukee impact. There's 12, but they make the handles too fat.
Man, the Gen 3
It's-
Milwaukee dog walks every DeWalt. The Gen 4 dog walks everybody.
Yeah,
So,
the Gen 4 is really, really nice. This is the Gen 4. And I was wrong about it, man. I didn't even want to try it. And then I saw it.
Klein
Let me
has
show you.
power.
Show you this Gen 4.
Rodney, I've been
Look how,
standing up
look how
all night.
small that is, man. Look how small that is.
I work with
The
strippers.
handle's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is a very nice tool.
Nice, Quit.
My problem is the batteries.
Would I be
Because-
able to join your live stream on Friday at 7? I don't know.
Ooh, some power.
Sparky shirt, yeah. Oh.
So does that mean that chucks don't fall apart anymore? That is an excellent question.
The Gen 3 Collet had some retention issues. The Gen 4 does not.
Yeah, there is.
I
See
have
if I can
both.
find him here.
Two
That just
bearings.
blinded me. Yeah, I was gonna try and find him for you, but then the light blinded me.
It's trash at the depot. I went to Lowe's yesterday, and I intended to do another deal video because those are the money makers on my channel. But there was nothing new to talk about, so I showed a couple quick hitters, and I was out of there. But man, deals are gonna run pretty shy until ryobi days in May.
What are you doing
What are
next
you
year,
doing?
Christmas?
Hopefully breathing.
Yeah,
South Florida Tools, how are you doing tonight?
what's going on?
Here, is anyone here of the bedding type? Oh no. Klein Power Tools. Tony, yes, Klein has power tools. They've had power tools for a while.
I think DeWalt makes them, right?
Yeah. And I believe they're compatible with DeWalt batteries.
Ryobi takes his own insiders.
Ever had a rigid impact not let go of the bits? Just tonight, as a matter of fact.
I don't. Let me go get that tape. Let me go get it.
Oh, JB, where do I see Makita in a few years? I don't. I don't get excited to buy Makita stuff. Not to dog on them too awful much because everybody knows I don't like the brand. I don't try to really hide it at all. Yeah, well, that's one, George. But Makita they're multiple generations behind on their power tools and their batteries alone. So
This
I don't
tape
know
right here.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know that Makita is even a professional tool brand anymore. Not that's a hot take. Not everyone's going to back up, but I do because it's true. They are not a professional tool brand.
See what it says, Night Eye.
20-year-old Tony, I just used one. Yes.
So this is the Night Eye. They don't advertise it up here. And
Ooh, Travis. Now the Hercules line, I think, is absolutely worth it. The Bauer line is not.
it looks a little bit different because this has raised like rubber.
Yeah.
And this is flat.
Mm.
This is raised rubber. So whenever I was buying this, I couldn't tell if this was the same as this one, but it is. And this is $8 at Lowe's right now.
Nice, Snoop Dogg. What's the best hardware store in general? For
Home
a
Depot.
homeowner, it's Lowe's, and for a professional, it's Home Depot.
It depends what you want, but yeah.
Lowe's is homeowner driven versus Home Depot being more professional. See, somebody agreed with me.
Yeah.
Matabo Itachi. Makita managed to be at the top of the junk pile. I imagine in 2 years the Makita will still be gathering dust at Depot.
I don't like Makita, Bosch, or Ryobi power tools suck. Yeah.
I don't know. Every Bosch I've gotten has been worth the money.
Got the 35 for $9. They got you. Man, I've only ever bought one 35-foot tape measure in my life. Actually, I bought two. I bought my first and I bought my last. Same trip.
Ace Hardware is too overpriced. And it's not worth the money to go to Ace Hardware right now. They don't buy in the bulk that Lowe's, Home Depot, and Menards do. So I would just say avoid them altogether. Your clients always want you to go to Lowe's. I'm sorry to hear that. It's a woman believing that. If the tool works and does the job, I have no problem with it. I'm with you. Bosch.
Tony says, I'm a pro specialist at Lowe's. How is Depot better?
Oh,
the brands, the customer service, the layout. The layout's huge, right? Because power tools is something you go in for often. Where do they put it? In the middle of the freaking store. Where do they put it? Not in the middle of the store where you can walk, but in the middle of the wall of a store where you have to go out of your way to get to it. It's not like in between as you're going from point A to point B.
Fictitious. I don't know that there's any Makita that's a must-have. Thank you, backyard.
If they move the tools where the paint was and put the paint in the like against the wall, wouldn't that be better?
Who, Lowe's?
Yeah, something.
I don't know.
It'd be cheaper too because you're gonna get your infrastructure on a wall easier than you're gonna drop down power from the ceiling.
Here's my biggest issue with Lowe's, and this is just a personal thing. You guys take it with a grain of salt, but this has just been my experience. Every time I have gone into Lowe's, I get some old codger coming over there bothering me, asking me, "Hey, can I help you with something?" And then you go, "No." And about 30 seconds later, he comes by again. "Hey, can I help you with something?" No.
Well, that's good though, in a way.
And then when you ask them for help, they're like, "Oh, I got to go get the key from another guy." And then 20 minutes later, they're still not back.
There you go.
It's retarded. I just can't handle it. Like, I get so angry with them when they come because I'm just like, dude, I am just trying to. I'm like, if I'm recording, or I'm just looking or whatever, I don't really need your help. And I have looked at him and be like, dude, I don't know more than you. Just go away. It's just disturbing.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
This whatever generation it was that decided they're going to start stealing tools really jacked up everything, man.
Yeah. Well, Home Depot loses more in tool theft than everybody. I think everybody combined loses less. My company account is at Lowe's. Thankfully, I'm in town with several Menards. Ah, Neil, you're lucky.
Nice. I agree with that. That Max is still going to be the best tape measure. They're really on sale anymore. You sort of get 2 for 20 for Black Friday, and now they're pawning this crap off on you. They're trying to give you this 2 for 20.
Mm.
That right there.
Yeah.
This is an $8 tape measure.
Do you know the reps get paid by the amount of tape measures that are sold, not by anything else?
Really?
Yeah. Home Depot employees are worse. They leave me alone, which is kind of nice to get left alone when you're in a store. I can't stand getting bothered. Or the other thing that they'll do at Lowe's is they will watch me like I am stealing some shit. I'm like,
Oh, look at you, you shifty
I'm a
fella.
50-plus-year-old man. I'm 6'4". I'm 290 pounds. You can't miss me if I'm fucking stealing from you. You'll be able to run me down because I ain't running for shit.
That's funny. It's the opposite for me, man. I can't get any help at Home Depot. I like help, so I can care less. Someone says you need any help, whatever. I like people, so that doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter where I go. I can't get a freaking tool unlocked. It's going to be if you got somewhere to be, don't be trying to buy a tool.
I missed the one question. Something about the stores. No,
I'll scroll up.
Menards is pretty good because I can walk into Menards. I don't get any service and I don't have to wait for them to unlock anything. It's just right there. I can grab it off the shelf if I want to buy it. The problem with Menards is they don't carry any modern tools. The Master Force looks like jail. Okay, Juan. The Master Force, which is their home brand, is basically like a low end version of Cobalt.
Do the big box stores have to sit by as shoplifters
That's right, too loud.
have their way like mall department stores?
Man, everything
Do big
around
box
here.
stores have to sit by as shoplifters have their way like mall department stores?
All right, Saturn. It's good to know your name.
That was your question.
Oh, well,
Do the big box
everything
stores
around here
have
is in
to
cages.
sit by while shoplifters have their way with it? Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Everything's in cages around here, so it's not as big a issue as it used to be. But it is a fairly large issue that some of these stores, like I can tell you just because I invest in a couple of companies, so Home Depot is one of them, but that's not why I like them. But I want to say it was in the year 2018 or 2019. They lost more to theft than the entire franchise of Wendy's. So if you think of every Wendy's store, Home Depot lost more to theft than Wendy's is worth.
But which estates? Now, this is going to get maybe political. I don't know.
They
I'm
don't
just
care if
curious.
they
Like,
steal.
I'm sure most of that contributed to like 5 states out of all of them. Just saying.
I don't know. Menards has never had current stock. It seems like they get overstock on a lot of. I'm betting they buy unsold from like other stores or other areas, and then they fill their shelves with that. But if you go into the Bosch, like they do have some Pro Factor stuff, but the Bosch, which is the highest end that you can get there, is I want to say 3 generations back. But I can still get the like the 400 series drill and the Gen 1 Freak.
Home Depot does have security. Did they ever start that where they're going to start embedding the chips in the tools? I did a video about it, and everyone said that I was full of crap. But this was 3 years ago, where they got a scan to activate your tool, which means that there's something in series with your tool that allows it to essentially run. Seems like another failure point. But did they ever start doing that?
Not yet.
They were doing a pilot program in a certain store on the west side.
Oh, I don't know. It's some. I know that they had something like that in California, but I don't know that it deterred
There
any
you
of
go.
that.
Yeah.
So who the hell knows?
Yeah, if you bought like a drill or whatever it was and it wasn't scanned at the register, it would be DOA.
Hungden. If you know the store number to the Home Depot that you're in, then you know the code that you have to use to move the wires. So it's the store number and the pound sign, and then you can go up and down. Not telling you how I know that, even though I was in solar for a long time and I had to get a lot of my own wire. I'm not going to tell you how I know that. 3042 if you're ever in Belton. Self-checkout is a huge factor for theft. I don't think.
Well, then get rid of it. Put people back in the thing, man. And not only that, how about you go to Walmart, right? You go to Walmart, and then their scanners don't work, and it's my fault. So now I've got to add like an extra 10 minutes to checking out. And then every time I scan something, it beeps and I can't do anything for like 30 seconds. And then someone has to come and allow this. And then, oh, I double scan this. Oh, wait, let me go get another guy over here to delete this item. And then you need this, and then you need that. And then after you finish scanning all the crap, then you got to show your receipt for what I've lawfully bought, which is in my cart. Now you got to dig through all of my crap and rescan to make sure it's ridiculous, man. They need to get rid of this self-checkout.
Well, according to Too Loud, Walmart is.
Really?
It's not 40% off at Home Depot. So any store associate can give up to $50 off of any item. A supervisor can do up to, I want to say, $100. An assistant store manager can do to maybe 200. I can't remember. And then a store manager can go as high as they want.
I'll dig up my video, rewatch it, and figure out what they were talking about. There's something Bluetooth in it that very much like whenever you scan a gift card or something, it activates after it's scanned. There's something Bluetooth in the tool itself, so it's going to add $30 to every freaking tool, right? Never mind that.
Too loud.
Once you scan. Oh, someone's saying it.
You just said that they were testing out the anti-theft in Colorado.
Okay, it's something Bluetooth, so it automatically does it. Once you pay for it, it allows it.
Oh, Akira Toriyama died. I don't expect you to know who that is.
I was just going to pretend like I didn't hear you. It was going so well until you said something.
You're not shopping a big box retailer? Well, my problem is I'm a see it, feel it kind of guy, right?
Yeah, man. I love feeling it.
Shopping online doesn't really work for me. That's why I don't have Hilti. That's why I don't have Festool. I can't walk into the goddamn store and buy them motherfuckers.
Walmart, can I see your receipt? Me, no.
Big Red, no, I didn't see your comment. I can't walk into those stores and just buy them. So I don't have them. If there was a store around me that sold both, I'd have both.
I'm the same way. Super TA 329. Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. I do like self-checkout, but I've got something called a daughter, and when she goes with me, she wants to use the scanner, and then she double scans, and then I'm there for 5 extra minutes. It's like, yeah, I would love to get in and out, but that's not an option when you got kids.
Yeah, I tell you every week you like feeling it. Yeah, Hilti, Festool, Makita are my tools that I go, yeah, they're just overpriced for what they are.
Unless you need a domino. And it's pretty sweet.
That's something. The dollar store is deserted in your area. Oh, the self-checkouts are the dumbest thing that they did. I don't know. It doesn't bother me having a self-checkout. Sometimes it's convenient. Like if I only got 1 or 2 items, I'll go through the self-checkout. I don't care. Like I'm not. I trust myself, to be honest. I'll say that I don't steal, so I don't ever worry about shit. Like I just
never crossed my mind. Not even a little bit.
There was one time I didn't steal. I was very young. I was probably less than 10 years old. That'll tell you how young I was. We were at a laundromat, and my mom sent my sister and I up to the grocery store to buy laundry detergent. And we got to play in a video game while we were in there. After we got in the laundry detergent, we walked out, forgot to pay for the laundry detergent. We didn't even make it out of the parking lot. And I was like, "Did you pay for this?" She said, "No, I thought you did." We went right
Back
back
in you
in.
go.
I was
Back in.
crying my eyes off, like, "I didn't mean to steal from you." And they're telling me that I'm all right because I came back in, but man, no, I'm not going to steal. How
Yeah,
about
I had a
Walmart
hard time
really
trying to pay for something that I accidentally made it to the car with. I walked in, they're like, "You here to return that?" And I was like, "No, I got to pay for it." And they're like, "What?" Had to go all the way back around to the self checkout.
Jake, we were testing out the Flex. We meant to test out the Flex drill driver, but when we opened the box from Lowe's, it was a freaking impact driver. So it just, it was bad. Sorry. Don't buy
Would
the
you like
Flex
an e-receipt?
Don't buy the Flex compact impact driver. It's a piece of shit.
As surprised as you were about the Flex Compact, it was about as surprised as I was with the freaking Ryobi 4-volt ratchet the other day. Like that thing, man, I wanted it to be able to do something, you know?
Yeah. No.
If you can put an adapter on it, like, what's that brand? Vera has a really, really nice adapter to 1/4 inch. And if you're doing like drawer pulls or something, and you could use a really smaller, compact kind of 90-degree, ratchet or something to tighten your drawer pulls or whatever you're doing, and it's not a full size right angle drill and it's very, very weak, that would be a good option for just, small stuff. But it couldn't even drive a 2-inch screw.
I agree. No,
for $70.
Sorry. Somebody said something about Festool having great I never said that Festool didn't have a great tool. I just said it's overpriced for what it is. And anybody, if it works for you, it works for you. If it's the right price for you, it's the right price for you. Not for me. And I
That's
think
fact, Shaka.
I actually love compact tools. I
don't.
actually think it makes more sense to buy a compact tool in some circumstances than buying or bringing in a 12-volt, because you can carry just one battery platform. I've been very consistent with that. Never expect anything good from Ryobi.
69 Penetration Avenue.
That's my
Shaka knows your address. Shaka knows your address.
He does. Max in that festival really wasn't that great. The drill, the impact, I've seen their installation driver and all that, and I'm like, for twice the price of what I can pay for the Bosch or the Milwaukee, it just doesn't make any sense. Why did Home Depot stop selling Klein tools? Well, they haven't stopped. They're just going to limit the supply of what they have as Klein has moved over to Lowe's. And
yeah, they don't have near the selection.
I could tell you, walking through that section, they're not selling very well at Lowe.
Should I get the DeWalt ratchet?
Yes.
DeWalt ratchet's nice.
The atomic ratchet is absolutely fantastic. It'll send some vibrations up your arm. That's the thing I meant to point out about that Flex Compact, but every time I stopped doing something, you were talking.
Nice.
But that Flex Compact, that sucker vibrates a lot. It really does make it a somewhat unmanageable tool, because the head is so thin and it's shorter. It's not real short, but it is shorter. But every inch of that vibration, especially when it gets stalled, that just, I don't know if you guys could see it. when I was holding them, but like it just shakes the hell out of you. It's not a comfortable tool to use. It's slow, it lacks power, and it vibrates too much. It's just all around a piece of shit. Is it, if it's appropriate, can you compare the size of the newest Hercules drill to the 2904? Yeah. I just have to figure out where I put the Herc.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hold on a second. Super TA says Tough Built seems to have great products. However, Lowe's has them on clearance. Man, Lowe's is just destroying tool brands over there. Tough Built kind of did it to themselves a little bit. Some of their stuff really nice. Quite a bit of their stuff seems like it's over-engineered, overhyped. I don't know. They're nice that you can slide up and do all the wonderful things, and they got some really unique designs. I was scoring sheetrock. I left the blade behind because it just fell out of the tool. And then when I reached my arm over to make the back cut, I realized that the blade was sticking up. Oh, there you go.
So they don't actually look all that similar. The Hercules is longer. It's heavier. The housing up here, and I've torn this one apart, so I can actually torn both of these apart. What's nice about this is it has a little piece of metal in here that protects the motherboard, but the wiring that goes from the trigger into the board and from the board down to the battery is thin, like thin. The grease inside of this is not very viscous. You understand what that word means?
Yeah.
And I'm just answering the question. I can't remember who asked it. It's not very viscous. Now, when you open this guy up, it's got a protective epoxy around the motherboard, or I think it's an epoxy. I don't remember off the top of my head what it's called. It also has the motherboard protected. The wires that go down to the battery and to the trigger are very robust. The one area that this kind of lacks in is the trigger, the bell housing for the trigger is it doesn't have a dust shroud around it like DeWalt does.
No baffles.
Yeah. Baffles, sorry. And the grease that goes into this sucker is top notch. Like you can, it sounds strange, especially if you don't really know things. Like it sounds strange for somebody to go like you can feel the difference in grease, but you can feel the difference between a high quality grease and one that feels more like cooking oil or cooking like lard. And the Hercules feels more like that lard. It doesn't have that slick kind of viscous or feel to it, and it's fairly thin. That's why the Hercules heats up rather quickly.
Yeah. Okay, I thought the Herc would be smaller. I wanted to experiment with that Herc, so I'll skip on the Hercules dual version. Yeah.
It's great. It really is. That drill is a fucking beast. Just let someone borrow it to drill holes in concrete. Which one? The Hercules or the Milwaukee? What's up, Panther? The Hercules or the Milwaukee, super. The Milwaukee's, it's not my favorite drill, but it's up there. About Craftsman tool. I didn't.
Yeah, he said something. What did he say? Do you like Craftsman? Yeah. What do you think about Craftsman tools?
There. That's about all I think of them. Now, somebody just said, is there a difference between power between Milwaukee battery and a fake one? Yes, quite a bit, actually. Especially runtime, initial performance. I think Torque Test Channel has shown it. I don't have a way of measuring it myself other than running them side by side and seeing which one I can feel is better. But I think Torque Test Channel has shown quite a bit of difference. And I know Project Farm, if you can stomach sitting there for a half hour to 45 minutes of listening to some guy repeat himself. I know he's shown it several times. Craftsman is made by Stanley Black & Decker. Yeah. What's up, Kansas?
What I like about Craftsman is that you can get an adapter and put DeWalt batteries on it, so it makes it like just a little bit better. But you can get a cheap tool that perform like a low end DeWalt just to get the job done for a good price still.
So we got a question here. What drill is the least in your opinion? And I'm gonna guess that they mean least quality or lowest quality or least powerful. Those are two different questions. In your opinion, so what is yours? Because I kind of did the torque testing. I kind of know them all, but
Right. So we need a little bit of baseline to that. Is it compact? Is it not the fuel? Is it just the cheapest possible, like $100 drill?
didn't
I would
really
say the worst one.
You said for a homeowner, which is the worst one? Ooh, Tractor Supply is all in off order cable. Makita.
Man, there's so many that are bad.
Warrior from Harbor Freight. That's get Hyper Tough is pretty shitty.
The
But
worst
of all the
one,
big brands, I think we're gonna limit it to just the big brands and not go into like the offshoots, like the Hyper
right?
Tough Warriors. What channels do you prefer to watch? Any recommendation? Impact Nation Tools, Renegade's Garage, Caleb Ross. He's out there. He's doing great things. I tend to like the smaller channels to watch because those guys actually give a shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a couple out there.
Yeah. You know, if I were just a homeowner and I had to buy into any brand, I would probably buy into the one that's the most readily available to me, and that is Hart.
Yeah, I would. After not having any ryobi or ever, and then stumbling on a battery pack that's like a 6, a 4, and 2 2s for $100.
Yeah.
It's hard not to say, ryobi is a homeowner, just because, being honest. But I would say Makita's a bad route to go because they're very expensive. And if you're thinking that you're going to get like a top contender because they're similarly priced, it's not even close. Like it's terrible. I'd rather have a ryobi than a Makita because I can buy 3 of those ryobis versus 1 Makita.
I would agree with that.
I can replace the batteries very quickly. I can buy more tools for like, oddball jobs, whatever you want to do. You want a power scrubber, whatever the hell you want. It's there.
I'm just going to say Makita to me is the worst brand to buy into.
Yeah, I would say save your money on that. There's no technology going into that for the last, since 2007.
Way to go, Big Red. You're gaining. Makita is the worst for me. I won't buy into Makita anymore. The last Makita I bought, I was like, I got it out of the box and I'm like, that feels like a piece of shit.
Milwaukee's made by TTI.
Yeah.
And they are kind of their own deal. Like they will, TTI will make it, but Milwaukee has their stipulations. So you got Ridgid and Milwaukee and ryobi all TTI, but ryobi definitely has its own set and Milwaukee definitely has its own set of engineers that have their input and their sway on the market. Because if Ridgid makes something that's better than Milwaukee won't allow it to keep production.
That is 100% accurate.
It happens every time.
Yeah, I'll say this: that new impact wrench that Ridgid just came out with, get it now.
It's not going to last.
I mean, it's a mid torque and it's busting 2,400 foot-pounds. I watched Shop Tool reviews. I don't normally watch his reviews because he's never met a wood tool he didn't like, but
Yeah.
for some things you can't really fudge it. So I will watch on those instances where he can't fudge it.
Yeah.
Makita is way too much. Isn't Ridgid Home Depot? Nope. Ridgid's owned by Emerson Electric, made by TTI, with
Yep.
approval from Emerson Electric. Yeah. All right. Contracted to Home Depot. So what
The best hammer drill is the
in your
Flex.
opinion is the best? Oh, that's
The Flex. The Flex is the best hammer drill. If you want to talk about hammering concrete, the Flex is the best.
I'm going to disagree with you.
What do you like?
I really, really have begun to like the Bosch.
The
I've
Bosch.
got their mid torque. Yeah, I've got their mid torque, and I want to get their high torque. Because the Flex is exceptionally heavy. I mean, the Flex is like 7 pounds as a bare tool. It's ridiculous. And that like I'm a rigid octane guy, and the Flex weighs more than the rigid octane. So
Yeah, if you're drilling concrete and it's going down, though, I mean, when are you holding a drill over your head?
well, that's true, but you're still carrying it with you all the time. And that
That's
weight
true.
of that Flex is going to be its biggest detriment. That's why the octane line never took off, because its tools were just too big. That's why the Flex hasn't taken off. The tools are just too big. And if this compact series is any indication, the compact impact driver, it's not worth it. But I really like the Bosch. First of all, Bosch makes the best rotary hammer that's readily available. Some people will say Hilti because, their company rents some tools and shit. But if you're buying it, the Bosch Bulldog is by far better than anything that DeWalt or Milwaukee make. And I don't know that anybody buys Makita for their fucking rotary hammer. But rotary hammer aside, the Bosch is light. It is fast. It is powerful. And it goes through concrete like a mother. There's absolutely nothing not to like about it, other than the name on the side.
Drilling floor joist is overhead as hell.
The size.
Wouldn't you have a joist drill?
What's that?
Would you have a joist drill if you're drilling joists a whole bunch?
Oh, sure. If you've got, that's what they're for. It's a drill joist. It's kind of in the name. Let me grab somebody wanted the Flex hammer drill. Compare it
No problem. And how many head are you milking?
My wife milk one head at a time.
One head at a time. For me, man, the weight never mattered because I just threw it in the pack out or whatever. And then if I was drilling, like, I don't know, you guys need to understand something. When you're drilling holes, it's not about the speed when you're actually drilling something that's like really hard, right? I saw somebody today, they were using a hole saw to drill a 2-inch hole through a 2x4 to run wire up.
Yeah.
No,
So,
that's, you know what I mean? Like, just use an auger that's large enough for the wire or something. Hole saws is like something your grandfather would use for something like that. There's too much friction going on. There's too much heat. It's not efficient. There's just too much going on. You need one of those that hogs out the hole like a joist drill does with the 9/16" hex.
Yeah. So I can tell you why this is so heavy, because it has a design that no one else has, or it has something that no one else has. In here is a solid piece of metal, and it has lines going through it to allow for ventilation, but it is right in here. And that piece of metal is probably a half a pound, give or take. And that added weight, while it might help lessen the vibration through your hand and into the battery, makes this one extremely heavy drill.
Yeah,
Where can you get what? This? The Flex? Lowe's.
Lowe's.
It's
So my buddy
everybody else
came
has
over.
pieces.
My buddy came over that I trained from an apprentice to a journeyman, right? 4 years together, pretty much every job. Sold him my old house. We're really, really good friends. Now he's got a service truck, and he was rocking the Hilti TE22. It's 22 volt Hilti, right?
Yeah.
And
Sure. I don't
battery's
know.
like, that big. It's an STS drill. And we ran the 1 inch and an eighth STS bit, full size 1 1/8, which is good for 3/4 pipe.
Yeah.
Through solid concrete. And the Flex hammer drill was faster than the Hilti.
Yeah.
I know that the Hilti is not really made for speed. They're made for longevity and quality, but if you're going to do something like that on a job site, you're going to pick the Hilti. You're going to go to the job box, which is a community tools, right? And you're going to grab the company's Hilti, and you're going to go do the job. The fact that the Flex would do that fast, it's a done deal, dude. The drill's not even made for that.
Yeah. The people that
You're
are
talking
out
hammer
there,
drills, it's a Flex all day.
the people that are out there and they talk about this tool is made for longevity, not for speed. What they really don't understand is that the longer a tool has to work, no matter how well built it is, there's still moving components on the inside. The longer that tool has to work, the more wear and tear you're putting on the internals of that tool, and the less time it will make it, because that wear and tear does take effect over time, and you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
But the high torque impact. Yeah, if you buy
Really?
a high torque.
To
What
Milwaukee,
I'll say about
weight less than the DeWalt.
the YouTube and the internet, man, who needs, other than a farmer, who needs a high torque impact? Honestly, this right here. I've got it right here. This right here.
Oh, is this your DeWalt 12 volt?
This is a 12 volt DeWalt. It busts 400 foot.
I like it too.
It busts, lug nuts off of Tundras. What else do you need?
Yeah. No worries, Bryson. I don't know. I have two. I might have 3 high torques. I have 2 for sure. And outside of testing them, I've never used one, like, for anything. Anything in wood, I know how to use a drill. My car, I've got a car. I don't have a big rig semi, and I don't have any farm equipment outside of my lawnmower. So, because I work at a mineral plant, that makes sense. And they never have enough impacts. We take some very large bolts off of stuff. Yeah, I believe you, Jordan. That's impressive, though.
There you go. Okay.
Juan, what do you need a high torque for? You drill dough?
I need a high torque. My tire shop has a high torque. I think it's good. I'm not saying nobody needs a high torque. I was just curious on what you were doing, because that's a justifiable reason to need a high torque.
Oh, Christian, he says he's waiting for the release of the DCF 860 from DeWalt.
Me too.
Here's the kicker. I believe the 8, because they're going to come out with 2, which means they're going to have, what is the current count?
11.
8, 9 in the last 4 years that they're going to have made.
Yeah.
I believe the 860 is going to be their hydraulic or surge type of Milwaukee Surge. I think that's going to be their quiet version of an impact driver. It shouldn't I mean, it should be easy to outperform the Milwaukee because their surge sucks. It's slow as shit.
Yeah, they're all
Actually
surges
slower
are
than my
slow.
wife taking a shit. It's actually slower than my wife taking a shit. I'll say that.
These guys actually, these guys actually care about tools this much. They know the freaking model numbers and stuff. That's nuts to me.
You have no idea. I have gone into the store and talked to.
Just pan your camera to all your drills, bro.
Oh, a lot of them are off the wall right now.
Oh, okay. Well, how many
I got
drills do you have?
over here?
60, how many?
70 of them, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
You gotta get
Someone
Samuel out of here.
Daniel Ramirez and get him out of here. He's
out of here. Power tools are
selection. No, dude. They are not. I made money with mine. I don't know what you're doing with yours. I made money with mine. More tools mean more work, less government control. Actually, for me, what it means is more independence. The more tools that I have, the less I have to depend on somebody else. Japanese struts and installed them SoAlz. Have I rebuilt Japanese struts? No. I'm a man, sir. I'm not
Man, I gotta bounce.
deal on flex mid torque. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Does Milwaukee have a corded table saw? Sure. I think their first job site table saw is corded, so I use skill the most. Sweet. Hungden. DeWalt has great high and mid torque wrenches. I agree with that. They sold the quarter driver, yeah. They just
the fact that they can squeeze 400 foot in this 12-volt tool, yeah, man, DeWalt really knows how to make a good impact wrench.
You're just a homeowner. I'm just saying the tools are nice. Oh, I see. I didn't even know it was you that said it. So thoughts on the DeWalt 900 versus the 961? Get the 961 if you really need a high torque. The 900 is their old high torque. They're not going to make it anymore.
Don't you have that one?
I have the 900. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
I never use it. And my biggest problem with it is in the cold, it doesn't work.
Any advice on a welder? I'm waiting to build a lawnmower with a flamethrower. That's what you need.
Yeah. Lincoln Electric, man. Get a Lincoln Electric. Dude, they got them on sale at fucking Lowe's. They've had them on sale at Lowe's for over a year now. Showed it in videos that it was like down to like a third of the price of where it started out. So, or you know what, Harbor Freight has.
I was going to say it's the Vulcan, right? Is it?
Yeah.
What's the other brand they got? It's like orange or something.
This is where we need Juan because Juan's all up into Harbor Freight stuff.
I put a 50 amp plug in someone's garage 3 years ago, and
so I have the 845 and the 887, and they both suck.
Appreciate that, Super TA. He says you guys are great. Love the fact you're not sold out. Yeah, man, we can't be bought.
I wish to God I could just right now just like show you guys how many offers I get from freaking businesses. And I don't even answer them. I just let them sit.
I've got one I'm really tempted to respond to, but I can't even remember what they wanted. But I'm really tempted to say yes, but I can't remember even what they wanted. It was about 2 weeks ago. I was looking at my email.
So avoid the Samsung dishwasher, and I believe the LG dishwasher, and then look at Maytag. I guess I don't know about dishwashers, but
dang, I got a Samsung.
Yeah, but both Samsung and LG to avoid. If you're picking pennies like me, look at local marketplace. Yeah. Vulcan See, I knew
Vulcan.
Juan would know. I knew Juan would know.
The 5 industrial hours would be my kids' homeschooling lessons. Exactly.
That's a great way to go. All right, guys, we're out of here. So how we end the show every single time is with the same thing. Which one do you want to take? You want to take the Makita one, and then I'll take the one for everybody else?
Yeah. For all you Makita guys out there, don't forget. Love them like you know them.
And for the rest of you, manscape like you landscape. If you trim your bush, your deck will always look big. And with that, we're out of here. You all have a good night.
We'll see you guys later.